What's going on, everybody? Yo, it is your boy Trey Sense, and we got a little bit of a review, a little bit of a discussion here today on the channel. So before we get into that, I need something from you. I need y'all to keep being the superstars that you are and liking this video, sharing this video, and if you haven't, sub to the channel and keep checking in. Man, I got some check-ins from some folks in Jackson, Mississippi, from some folks in Dallas, Texas. I knew I had some folks in Dallas, Texas. I want to say Talladega, Alabama checked in with me. What y'all know about the Talladega 500s? Look, all of us don't act like Ricky Bobby, but some of us act like Ricky Bobby. But anyway, keep checking in. Keep tapping in with your boy. Strong. We strong out there. Trey Nation is strong. I appreciate y'all, man. I love that. Okay. So, I'm late to the party. But better late than never. Because, you know, what was it? Houdini said in 5 minutes of fun? What did he say? The party don't start. Something. The party don't start. I just walked in, but the party don't start till I walk something. But in the meantime and in between time, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to bump that when I get off and get done with this video. I'm going to have to play 5 minutes of funk, which is one of my favorite hip-hop songs. I digress, because I know some of y'all don't like to stray from fragrance talk. So let me get back on track here. Okay. From the house of Lattafa. And this one is new to my fragrance collection. I ordered it from Macari. I got it for $12. After shipping, taxes and everything, it was $22. So from the house of Lattafa, it is Asad. And I am late to the party. Now, Asad is a clone of Dior Sauvage Elixir. Don't bore her, Dior her. I don't have a full bottle of Dior Sauvage. What's I got in there? This should, man, did they not fill this up? Maybe it evaporated. So what I have is a Traveloso that I got from Travelo, or whatever they call it, Travelo, that I got from Dillard's when they were still filling these, and I paid $15 for it. But at the time, well, I guess it still is a $200 fragrance for oil, right at $200 for 2 fluid ounces, 60 mils, and I just couldn't do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare these side by side, step for step. There goes the original on the left hand, and on, it wasn't as bad as it sounded, it was just the top. And on the right hand, we're going to go with the Lattafa Asad. Okay, right off the bat, there is a slight difference in quality, as the Asad had an alcohol twinge and as the Dior did not. Now, in the opening, there is a slight difference. The Elixir, the Don't Bore Her, Dior her, gets right to business. It ain't playing. It gets right down to business. It hits that skin and it starts to come off, and you see the oil sheen that one left. That's the Dior. And you know, the Lattafa did too. So they both left really nice oil sheens on my hands. Again, the Dior gets right to business. From the instant that it hit my skin, I smelled the resinous, the smokiness, the incense, the ashiness. It smells very, very Middle Eastern. It smells very, very Middle Eastern. Now, in the beginning, in the opening, this is where the two fragrances differ, if they differ at all. The Asad is a slight bit fresher, less ashy, less resinous. Where the Dior comes out again, boom, a big blast, And you get, again, that smokiness, that resinous, that ash, which is why I say it's middle, that kush type of smell, that incense type of vibe. You get, bam, a punch in the face with that. And it is very smooth. It is very refined. Very smooth, very refined. A very well-made fragrance. To the Rasasi, to the Asad. It's less resinous, less ashy, less dark, and a little bit brighter. Now, neither one of these are going to hit you with a note of fruit. They're going to hit you with, again, resinous, ashy, dark. But I will say the Asad in the top is a little bit lighter, a little bit fresher, a little bit, dare I say, easier to wear. Maybe it's a little bit more versatile because the elixir is going really, really hard. Let me see if I can get my hand to heat up and make that elixir jump. That didn't look good. As I take a deep pull. Yeah, in the beginning, the elixir is definitely deeper, it's definitely stronger, it's richer, but at the same time, it is very, very smooth. It's not coming off loud and obnoxious. It is definitely very low-key and very smooth, but it is definitely a little bit, I don't want to say smoky, I'll stick with ashy. And the Lattafa Asad is just a little bit fresher. And it at this point, they're not really even, to my nose and to what I pick up on, at this point, they're not really even, there's not a whole lot of resemblance of each other. I mean, they will put you in the same vibe, but not as close as you would think in the top. Now, this is not a first impression because I wore this to work today. So you will see this again in my weekly rotation. Where these two fragrances come together is in the dry down. When they both have dried down, that's when you say, now I see exactly what Lattafa was trying to do. You get it when you spray it, but again, the two fragrances, you know, I'm not gonna say they don't smell alike in the beginning, in the opening, but they get, once the dry down process starts, they do start to go in just a little bit or a little slightly different direction before they come back. And then this one in the end and in the dry down smells exactly like the elixir, to the point where it's just like I can't really tell them apart. They both get a little bit sweeter as they stay on your skin. Like right now, the ash, the incense, the resinous in this one is really down and you can't really pick up on it. Not a lot. Where with this one you can. Again, elixir is a very well-made, high-end designer fragrance. It smells really, really nice. While I'm waiting on these to progress, I'll answer some questions that I'm sure most of you are probably wondering if you don't have this. If you don't have Asad, or if you've been wanting elixir. Will Asad scratch your elixir itch? Yes, it will. I think so. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen these all over Macari for $10, $15, and I think you should pick up a bottle if you don't have it and you have been wanting it. Now, if you don't want elixir, you know, it's okay. But if you've liked it and thought, man, I can't pay that much for that size of a bottle, then maybe you should check out Asad. Again, I got mine from Macari for $12. Excellent seller. She shipped She actually dropped it off the day I bought it, and it was on a Sunday. So she must have put in her label and dropped it off, and then they scanned it in Monday. It moved Monday, Tuesday, and I got it today, which she was only in Rome, Georgia. So, which those of you who understand where Georgia and Alabama, you know, the states are like this: Mississippi on one side, Georgia on the other. Rome is just right outside of Alabama, so you know, it's probably closer to the Alabama state line. I know it is. It's closer to the Alabama state line than it is the rest of Georgia. So it didn't take long to get here. But I was excited about this fragrance. Now, as they stay on my skin, this is where they start to come together again. Well, not again. This is where they start to come together. The Assad is still a little bit fresher, where the original elixir, or the Dior elixir, is still a tad bit smokier. They both, as they start to dry down, get a little bit of a sweet vibe to them, but not like Baccarat Rouge 540 sweet, but it's just something sweet in the undertone of it that's trying to come up through it. That is so good. They're both really good fragrances. Now, this one is starting to become more resinous. It takes a little while for, it's almost like the notes are the same, but the way that they come off is in a different order. Now this one is starting to get some of that smoky, resinous, ashy, dark vibe that the original had from the get-go. They both have plenty of movement and lots of body. You definitely get all three stages: opening, mid, and dry down. Yeah, now they're starting to come back together. I said that once. Now they're starting to smell similar, is the word I'm looking for, not come back together. I think the Dior goes through the process faster, which is a little surprising. The Dior goes through from the opening to the mid to the dry down a little bit quicker than the Assad does. So you get to the dry down of the Dior, of the Don't Bore Her, Dior Her, before you get to the dry down of the Assad, because I didn't spray them on minutes apart. It was only a few seconds. It's like now the Assad is catching up and it's going where Dior has already been, if that makes any sense. And now this is the point. How long has this video been going? So at about 13 minutes after them being on your skin, this is where they start to really, really smell a lot alike, to the point where it's almost hard to detect which is which. The first two stages, the opening and the mid, you will easily be able to detect which is which, but the longer they stay on your skin, the harder it will become. And the dry down is what sticks with you the longest anyway. I'm gonna wrap this up. Final thoughts on Assad. Best $12 I've ever spent in Frag. Hands down, it's not even close. Best $12 I've ever spent. And I'm not gonna count the shipping and everything, because, you know, do I like the Dior elixir? Yes. Would I pick it up if I had an opportunity to get it at a good price? It'd have to be a steal, because I would love to add it to the collection of Dior Sauvages. So of course I would love to get it. Do I feel like I have to have it? No. Yeah, I mean, it's just almost like this is just running a step behind this one. As the original dries down, the incense are starting to come to the forefront of it now. That's the stage that we're at. So, but at the end of the day, my final thoughts on this is I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it, especially if you have been looking for an alternative to Dior Sauvage elixir, or you've been wanting it, it's been on your wish list, and you don't want to fork out that almost $200 for a 2.0 ounce bottle or a 60 ml, then here's your answer. Here's your answer. In the air, nobody will be able to tell the difference. And I want you to understand, with this, you're not getting a subpar fragrance. You're getting a fragrance that is equally as good as the Dior. I could not tell you that one smells like a $200 fragrance and the other one doesn't. And as again, the longer they stay on my skin, I'll try to heat them up a little bit. I'm running. That's good. I mean, the longer they stay on my skin, the closer and more similar they become. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this. Get off of here so you guys, well, so I can edit it and get it up to you. At the end of the day, I think you should definitely pick up Asad if you have been looking for a Dior Sauvage elixir clone. I think it is well worth the money, and I think I would be hard pressed to put my hands on a $15 fragrance in my collection that is going to smell any better and perform any better than that one. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. So now they're starting this sweetness and maybe tobacco. I mean, that's what it smells like anyway. Then now they're getting so close, it's hard to tell the two apart. But anyway, guys, listen, I got to end this. I love you all, and may God bless you all. Thank you so much for being the best part of the channel. Continue to check in. I'm checking in from Alabama. So, and no, I don't roll tide. It's go Irish all day over here. So with that being said, guys, I love you all, man, and may God bless you all. And thank you for being the best part of my day. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful Thursday. Till next time, guys. Peace.